Hello friends, I'm here at Federal Grove, 1 mile from downtown Auburn, Kentucky. Federal Grove used to be a plantation about 200 years ago. People have been stopping here on the route from Louisville to Nashville for a good long time for its hospitality. Today, Federal Grove's a historic bed and breakfast. They also work as a weekend restaurant, and they're famous for their maple syrup. They're supposed to be the southernmost place to get maple syrup in the United States. Today, we're gonna go talk to owner Terry Blythe, eat some of their good fried chicken, and find out why their maple syrup is so licking good. Folks, I'm here talking with Terry Blythe, the owner of Federal Grove Bed and Breakfast. Terry, we were here back in the spring for the Maple Syrup Festival. It was craziness. Tell us a little bit about the history of this interesting property.
Well, Federal Grove is a federal land grant that was granted to Jonathan Clark, who was a brother of George Rogers and William of the Lewis and Clark expedition. He was granted 10,000 acres of land for his service in the Revolutionary War, and he took 2,000 acres right here where we sit today. The first homes were built along the creek that now runs through our little city park, Blacklick Creek. And then this house wasn't built until 1871.
This is one of the biggest houses around that I've seen in this part of the world.
It's pretty big. There might be another one or two that might be a little bit larger, but this one probably could tell some interesting stories if the walls could talk, as they say.
I bet. In the early 1990s, you took over this property, right?
Mm-hmm. In 1992, we bought the property at auction, 1991, and renovated it and opened up in July of 1992 as a bed and breakfast.
What will folks find if they come here and stay in one of your 4 rooms?
Well, we hope a big dose of Southern hospitality. Auburn doesn't have a lot of things to entertain people, but people come here to rest and relax and just enjoy the countryside and sit on the big front porch or the patio and just enjoy some peace and quiet.
You have a restaurant that's open sometime?
We do. Our restaurant is open Thursday, Friday, Saturday for lunch from 11 to 2. We're open Friday and Saturday nights from 5 to 8 for a really different kind of dining experience. We do an all-you-can-eat family style, so the food's brought to your table. All you do is come in and tell us what you want to drink, and we start bringing you some skillet fried chicken and country ham and a lot of good home-cooked vegetables and salads.
Oh man, that sounds really great. Stick around, folks. Oh yeah, that smells great. We've got more on the way. Marcel, you're my chicken fixer for the day. Thank you very much for cooking this up. This it's just as good as I remember it being from back in February, which is mighty, mighty good. Ms. Terry, you tell me that people come here, you don't have a high turnover like of tables that people do at hectic restaurants.
That's right. When people come here for dinner in the evening, they're usually here for the evening. It's just kind of like they've gone to their friend's house for dinner, and they have dinner, they just sit and relax and talk and just enjoy the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And of course, when we're serving them some delicious desserts like this maple pecan banana cake that has our maple syrup in the cake and the frosting and the sauce. And then this is a fresh strawberry cake that's always on our menu too.
They both look really good. Now, because you all are one of the, if maybe not the southernmost maple syrup producers in the United States,
right.
I think I'm gonna have a piece of this maple, did you say pecan?
Maple pecan banana cake. Taste the maple syrup?
Yeah, that is right. And speaking of maple syrup, folks, this gives us a good opportunity to do flashback in time to February, to the Maple Syrup Festival when you had your big pancake breakfast,
we're rocking.
and this place was packed
Right.
and jamming. So stick around. We'll be going back in time to the Maple Syrup Fest. Thank you all for this chicken, for your hospitality.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Hey folks, I'm here with Lee Blythe.
Hello.
At Federal Grove Bed and Breakfast, close to downtown Auburn, Kentucky.
Absolutely,
Right?
absolutely.
This is the Saturday of your Maple Syrup Festival. It's been going on for it's the fourth time.
Fourth year in a row, sure is.
Lee, it's a great scene out here. You are here boiling down maple sap to make maple syrup.
That's right.
Outside, there's a blacksmith hammering out some neat art objects. There's a guy making chainsaw art, and inside, people are eating a big pancake breakfast inside y'all's beautiful old home.
That's right.
I'm talking too much. You tell the folks what they can find when they come here to the
Well, there's
festival.
a lot going on here. Of course, as we mentioned, there are people demonstrating outside. Inside, you'll find the best Kentucky has to offer when it comes to food, that's for sure. At least we're a little biased, but we'll say so. But one of the main things, obviously, is the Maple Syrup Festival. We want to emphasize that part first and foremost. Very unique sort of thing to find in the South.
Yes.
We like to claim we're the southernmost. I have a friend near Katie's. They said they're a little further south, but I said, yeah, we'll both claim it anyway.
So what you're saying is you're about the southernmost maple syrup producer
That's
in the
right.
United States.
Reason being, of course, the sugar maple naturally occurs. It's a native tree as far south as northern Alabama, but you need these cold nights and warm days. You don't have enough freezing nights much further south than we are to get that inflection you need in order to produce sap. So that's why we are able to do it here, and this is about as far south as you can do it effectively, at least from a commercial standpoint.
So you're saying that yesterday you had sap coming out of your trees because you had a cold spell and then it warmed up?
That's right. We love a 25-degree night and a 50-degree day. That really causes that sap to run. It causes a natural vacuum inside of the tree, and your tap hose, the area of low pressure, and that's where it runs out. So we want that. We like 25-degree nights and 50-degree days. So.
I understand. Tell us about the process. You got to take all this sap from the maple trees and boil it down to get.
That's right. Well, that's it. That's just it. I mean, it is literally you're paying for labor. From the tree itself, the sap is 98% water, 2% sugar. So that process means we're just removing water. We take it in. Of course, our evaporator here comes in at that rate. All we're doing through that process is taking water away. We go from 2% sugar content down to 66% sugar, and we're at maple syrup. We've added nothing. All we've done is take away water, and that's where we arrived at about as organic of a product as you can get. So, but in that process, what you're doing, you need an evaporation system because you've got so much water to remove. You know, it takes a long time. A lot of wood, which we would use a wood fire for our heat source.
Are you stoking the fire with maple?
No, actually, but we would if we had a dead tree around or something. It's kind of hurts my feelings to see maple wood go into the fire there. But nice dry oak does a great job.
Right on. I've burned a lot of firewood myself, and I know oak keeps coals for a good long time, and hickory's hot. So.
We always say, somebody says, "What's the best firewood?" I said, "The driest I can get. That's the best firewood for this." So. But it does a good job, and of course this evaporator is pretty efficient the way it operates. And but when we're running hard, we can run 50 to 60 gallons of sap through here an hour. So that takes about 10 sticks every 15 minutes you're going to run through here. So a lot of wood.
If you start with 50 or 60 gallons of sap, how long does it take to boil that down to make a gallon of syrup?
Well, we almost look at it, this is a continuous flow process. So about an hour, every hour we'll draw off about a gallon to a gallon and a half an hour. So we're taking it off a little at a time versus it being a whole batch. It's kind of a continuous process.
I'm curious, how does that work? Does the sap circulate through this machinery somehow and come into a collection bin?
It's almost like a river system here. As it meanders through this open-ended process, each channel is open, each opposite end. And what it's doing, it's concentrating. As it moves across, there's less and less water, more and more sugar. So as we get to this point here, we're very close to being maple syrup point.
You know, this sounds a whole lot like the whiskey distilling process to me, in a way.
Well, it looks like it. We've been accused of running a still out here many times. So
yeah?
I promise we're legal. That's right. So.
There was a King Leo.
Oh, I hear you.
A actual King Leo.
Can you shake your leg like Elvis, though? There you go.
I can tear my, excuse me, like I lost my teeth.
Folks, I'm here talking with Leo Brooks, originally from Ensco, Kentucky, and now from Russellville. Leo, I think you said you're called King Leo, right?
Yeah, that's what email, the address is King Leo at Yahoo.
All right. You're holding in your hand some of this maple syrup, and I think you had that pancake breakfast earlier, right?
Oh, woo.
Tell us about it.
I ate 4 of them, and that syrup, woo-wee. As I was telling him a while ago, it's licking good.
Well, all right. Well, you can't beat that.
And,
that's quite an endorsement from King Leo, folks.
And anybody that hadn't been here needs to come from anywhere. We Logan Counties are friendly.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Especially the ones like me.
Take the advice of King Leo. He's never met a stranger, and come get some maple syrup.
Yeah.
Right. Good talking to you,
carry
buddy.
me some home.
All right. Hey, folks, wrapping up here at Federal Grove at the Maple Syrup Festival. This lunch is very fulfilling after a morning and afternoon outside talking to folks. We get to see the maple syrup being cooked down and whatnot. I'm having fried chicken, green beans, and some wonderful cheesy potatoes. My crew here, these guys are eating pancakes. And how are the pancakes, fellas?
Awesome.
Rock on? Yeah, and that maple syrup, it's hot as can be. So anyway, come here next year to the Maple Syrup Festival in Auburn. It's a great time.